Well, I thought I might do a quick little reading because I've got some new cards here. So you can pick from pile one, two, or three. Let me get it a bit closer. One, two, or three. Hi, pile one, if you chose this heart over here. Each pile actually has two hearts, which come from this Heart and Soul deck that I got recently. And I've also picked a main card from the Pegasus Oracle. And so your Pegasus card is the number 23, Pegasus and the Great Mountain. So I'm going to read from the book about what this Pegasus has to say. And so it says, there are times one must claim a sanctuary, a sacred place within which to reconnect to the values of the soul, reorganize priorities, and clear out what is no longer necessary to the heart. To be able to receive the gifts of the light, such as blessings that wish to enter your world, one needs to have a capacity to receive. Otherwise, it is like trying to eat a feast without a mouth. Create some spaciousness within, step away from concerns that trouble you, and enter the peaceful inner place where you can connect with the universal divine light within. In that space, all that is needed shall be given: comfort, grace, clarity, healing, insight, and more. Sometimes hard work is necessary for healing. At other times, we simply need to rest and let go, allowing Spirit to realign us. You have the free will to hold on to your troubles or to offer them up to a higher power that loves you unconditionally and knows how to resolve any concern. A spiritual gift is being offered to you. Your soul knows how to receive it. Allow yourself to feel worthy of grace, knowing that as you thrive, you increase your capacity to embody light, thus bringing spiritual benefit to all beings. Open your mind to a whole, healthier, happier reality for yourself. An inspired idea or piece of spiritual guidance will lead you from trouble to triumph. Rest and you shall receive. And then it says, beloved Pegasus of the Great Mountain, you support the direct connection between the spiritual and the material. You bring messages and healing based on goodness, generosity, and grace. I open myself unconditionally to the blessings of enlightened wisdom now, choosing to rest and receive for the spiritual benefit of all beings. It's very interesting because I was quite tired today and I went back to bed. So here we have my shadow shows me where my love needs to be sent. Okay, so that could be that if you are having a time where you feel like you are ascending a great mountain, you may feel overburdened with certain things, or it could just be that as the light is trying to shine through and blessings are coming your way, often what happens here is while the heart is receiving light or is upgrading to a higher level of light, old issues start to resurface again, things that you thought you were over. And you may experience some sadness around certain relationships or certain patterns where, you may feel any kind of way, but it will certainly be the kind of way that makes you feel a little bit sad or unsure of how you feel or whatever it is. And so, the guidance here is to give yourself some love, and in particular, give yourself some rest. And through that rest, the healing will come on its own. You can always cast your burdens to, whatever you want to cast them to your angels, to whatever it is. You can just say it out loud or say it within yourself. Please take these burdens away from me. Please take this pain that I'm experiencing, or this, hurt that I'm experiencing, or this confusion that I'm experiencing. It may be heavy, it may be mild, it may be anything, but you can literally just ask for it to be healed for you and to ask for healing to come in. And through that, you will receive divine inspiration as to how to do that. And it could just be that, you know, once you have spoken it, then you may feel that actually I need to speak a little bit more and just say what it is that I'm feeling and allow that emotion to come out. Or it could be that, you know, something is sent to you just, you know, seemingly out of the blue. You may, you know, receive special little messages here and there. Like if you see things that bring you joy, like if I see feathers, they bring me immense joy. I can't even tell you. Like these blue feathers here, these are from, they're called Indian rollers. And this is the type of feathers that you get on them, on the male of the species. I think the ladies aren't so flamboyant. I'm trying to show you the color. I don't know if you can see the blue. Anyhow, so I picked these up in the park one day. Obviously, I didn't pick them right out of a bird. That's not how I roll. And then these are, trying not to burn myself on the candles here. These are from the beach the other day. There were just a lot of seagulls, and they left these wonderful feathers, and they were really lovely. And I happened to be in the sea with my nephew, who is, how old is he now? How old did he turn on his birthday? His birthday was in January. He turned 6. And it wasn't super choppy or wavy, but it was for him because he's 6. So we were learning how to jump waves, and I picked up these feathers as well at the same time. So I like to connect those two things together. And he just was like so happy and overcome with joy at like being able to stand on his own, because he knows how to maneuver the waves. Now I taught him to turn around, like turn his back when he sees a big wave coming. And then, you know, you're steadier and you won't fall over. You don't need somebody to hold your hand. And he was overjoyed at being able to do this. And he just started, you know, singing and humming like little kids do. And it was really lovely. And so this is sort of like where divine guidance comes from with regards to healing. It's just to rest or to do something that you know that you find restful or joyful. And this healing comes on its own. This joy and peace comes on its own, such as just, you know, humming and singing. And it is really healing in and of itself, because you are in a state of harmony. And so the heart cards have a little message for you too. And this one says, this card signifies expansion and the accomplishment and success that come as a result of doing what you love, or something that has great meaning for you. You are creating something of lasting value that will be enjoyed by others for years to come. A strong sense of teamwork and fulfillment abound. And the one that you chose, finally. A smile fills your heart with longing through the magnetism of divine love. You merge with another, and love becomes an all-embracing thought. By a touch, a word, or a glance, love heals, unites, transforms, and transfigures all things. This is your season of love, a time of positive transformation, a time of happiness. Well, I hope you enjoyed that, pile 1. Thank you. And I wish you a time of happiness. Hello, group 2. So you chose this heart, and I will be using, of course, this heart deck, heart and soul cards, as well as a main card from the Pegasus Oracle. And so your Pegasus today is the Indigo Pegasus of Wisdom. So let me read from the book. This is number 6. 6 is the number of love, and it's on page 22, which is also a number of love. It's very interesting. It says, Soul Teacher Pegasus shines indigo light to reawaken your inner vision and encourage the natural opening of your third eye chakra, allowing you to access deep, innate wisdom. This process may draw out soul memories of negative responses to your heightened perceptions in this or other lifetimes, or other painful experiences that led you to believe it was not safe to express your inner knowing. This healing will encourage you to reclaim your inner vision with joy and peacefully release the past, cleansing your mind from fear and opening your heart to the beautiful energies of divine vision and inner knowing that help you connect to yourself and the universe. The gifts of this healing are increased confidence in your ability to discern higher truths and the capacity to sense that divine order is always seeking to emerge from chaos and confusion. Rather than becoming confused when outer appearance and inner reality do not align, trust what you sense as the truth beneath appearances. Your third eye holds loving wisdom, which will guide you toward clarity and higher understanding step by step at all times. Your higher self knows your authentic path and will reveal answers to your questions at the best time in the best way. Allow peace to enter your mind. Trust in the deeper workings of divine destiny in your life. As your inner eye opens, you will see an intuitive level and understand how to undertake your life lessons and grow spiritually. Your soul is destined for significant progress and awakening. It is safe to rely on the power of spirit. Through unconditional love, divine grace, and enlightened wisdom, I open to healing and embrace the gifts of inner knowing and higher understanding, trusting in the spiritual light, guiding and protecting me at all times, in service to spiritual benefit for all beings. Okay, well that's interestingly like a little bit similar to how I interpreted pile 1, so you might actually enjoy watching that one too. But let me get further into this reading. So let's look at this card, and it says, "It's safe to be in my body," which is very interesting. And with the heart cards, this message says, "Within each of us there is yin and yang, feminine and masculine, passive and active. To have inner harmony, strive to balance all aspects of who you are, to align with your true nature. Love, accept, and embrace yourself totally and completely." Oh gosh, I think I've got way too many things to say. I just wanted this to be a short reading. Let's start with the Indigo Pegasus of Wisdom. So I think anybody who watches this channel is most likely an Indigo in any case. And so we all have these innate third eye abilities, whether you see flashes, whether you just sense things, whether you just know things, claircognizance, or whether you just receive a knowing, like almost like a download immediately, and then you're like, now I know when I didn't know before, or when you can access a truth that somehow it's almost like you're remembering something that you already knew, but prior to remembering it, obviously you didn't remember it. So when it says it is safe to be in my body, that can refer to many things, but I think I'd like to talk about image today, since we have such a beautiful card here and such lovely imagery going on today, if I don't say so myself. Yeah, I think a lot of distortion has been pumped into our subconscious in the last 5 years with the rise of Instagram and influencers, and basically people who make their money off of selling you distorted images of reality. And that reality involves your body, that reality involves what your life appears to look like, that reality involves even spiritual wisdom and knowledge, because I only came to understand this recently, but I did used to conflate spirituality with having what the spiritual community refers to as spiritual abilities, which are psychic abilities. And really the two aren't the same, and the words don't even mean spirituality and being psychic or being a medium are not the same things. Like these sort of third eye abilities actually have nothing to do with spirituality. They're just an ability that you have. Like if you can tap dance, it's an ability that you have to learn how to develop. It doesn't happen on its own. And so you can be really good at that, but it really doesn't mean that you're spiritual. And so there are a lot of gurus, let me do this for you, gurus online that are very talented mediums or whatever it is that they may be, but they're not spiritual. So to follow their guidance is to follow their life path. I mean, I'm not saying that it's wrong or right, and I'm certainly not trying to disrespect anybody, but it's important to realize this. It's something that I realized, not to conflate the two things. They're not one and the same, and they're actually not even related. To be spiritual is just to be at peace and to be in harmony and to be connected to your soul, your inner knowing. And so, yeah, so I just wanted to highlight this dysmorphia that's been forced upon us, which is actually why I'm not on any socials anymore, because it impacts the way you view yourself, your appearance. We're constantly being shown images of bodies that aren't real, and told lies about how, oh, this is all due to diet and working out. And it's like, well, if you diet and you work out, you're going to lose body fat. So as a woman, how can that translate to if I diet and exercise, like if I'm working out 6 hours a day and so I've got to have muscle definition, which means that I don't have very much fat on my body, then how can I have an hourglass figure? That isn't a thing. Whereas Instagram keeps showing you this image as though that's a thing. So that's a lie, and it creates dysmorphia within ourselves. And it's the same for men. They keep showing you images of things that are not real. Like, you know yourself, if I do those things that I've been asked to do, that I'll look this way. I won't look that way because that's not real. It's smoke and mirrors. And it's the same in the spiritual community. It's the same with this hustle and grind mentality that's being pumped into people. I refer to all of these things as false timelines, and I mean, they're not false in and of themselves because they are real in and of themselves, but you don't have to subscribe to them. You have to follow your own inner compass. You have to follow what works for you and what makes you feel good. If it makes you feel good to follow a set of rules, any kind of rules, whether it's religious rules, whether it's physical rules, whether it's working rules, like whether it's relational rules, like we're taught so many things about relationships which may in and of themselves be accurate, but are they actually accurate to you? Is the guidance that you're receiving online actually accurate to you? And so my translation of this message here is that not everything you hear applies to you. And in fact, most things that you hear or that you're required to pay a fee to learn more about don't actually apply to you. And truly everything you really need to know comes from within, and it's guided by how you feel in your soul and what lights you up inside and what makes you actually feel good and what makes you honor and cherish yourself where that's required. And it helps you to balance the yin and the yang, because we're innately both. I am divine feminine, but I'm also divine masculine. I mean, I am the embodiment of divine feminine. I actually have worked really hard on that because it wasn't my primary access point before, but I'm also divine masculine. And so, you know, when we're taught that we have to only be this or only appear as that, or follow a set of rules in relationships where I have to do this in order for the masculine to do that, or follow a set of rules in the workplace where, like, if I hustle and grind, then I'll achieve this. I mean, that really goes against God. And you're entitled as a child of God to receive everything that you need, all the love that you need, all the blessings that you need, everything that makes you enjoy this place in this time, just because, not for any other reason than just because. Okay, so let's have a look at the card that you chose. Can I pick it up? So this is the card that you chose. And it says, old feelings are resurfacing, and again, you find yourself on an emotional roller coaster. Don't fight it. Instead, allow these feelings to surface without judging them. They are neither good nor bad. They are simply a part of you. Own them, embrace them, and love them. Bless the past and be grateful for the deep and profound healing that is taking place. And I'm just going to see what this book said again, in case I wanted to mention something. So the healing of Indigo Pegasus of Wisdom will encourage you to reclaim your inner vision with joy and peacefully release the past, cleansing your mind from fear and opening your heart to the beautiful energies of divine vision and inner knowing that help you connect to yourself and the universe. So, as this card mentioned, old issues may be resurfacing. And that's the thing with imposed ideologies, things that lead you to feel like you're not doing enough, or you aren't balanced, or you have to work so hard for balance. And the truth is that you don't have to work hard for balance. You can just ask for it to be sent to you and follow the inner guidance that comes to you. Anything that you have to work so hard for isn't sustainable, because once you stop working so hard, then whether it's the results go away, or whatever you're trying to hold together falls apart, or whatever you're trying to build, it doesn't have a solid foundation if it requires so much work and so much effort from you. It's unsustainable. And how can you ever be in balance if you're constantly trying to make something happen, or make something work, or make yourself feel a kind of way? You can only be what you are. And so, like it says, it asks you to peacefully release the past. And what I have to say on that is, when it comes to peace and resolution of conflict, we're taught to mull over and ruminate over negative things, and we're really not taught to mull over and ruminate over positive things. And so it distorts even our sense of the past or our histories by making us feel unloved. But we're always loved in every moment, whether or not it's our perception that we are, and whether or not that it's shown to us externally. That's always true. It may not always be true that the external environment provides you with that reflection. However, it is always true. And so when it comes to the resolution of conflict, you have to disengage from it. You can't continue to be in conflict and then expect for there to be a resolution. You just have to disengage from it. Trying to get that last word in, or trying to figure out something by ruminating over it for the 6 millionth time and not sleeping at night, that's insane. That will never achieve anything. All it will achieve is more of the same. And all it will generate is more of the same feeling, and you'll never find yourself in a balance of yin and yang. You'll always be swayed in one direction, or feeling like you have to engage with the thoughts that crop up in your mind, or engage with someone else, or engage with a community, or engage with any kind of external thing. Gosh, this is a long message. And I think even for children today are somehow required to feel guilty for everything. Worry about the environment, worry about this, worry about your carbon footprint, and things that, just were not an issue. It's not that they weren't an issue, but they just weren't brought to the forefront. There wasn't so much thinking required of anyone prior to now. And so all this is a great burden on a precious soul. It's a great burden because it strips your freedom away from you, and it keeps you imprisoned to these ideologies and thoughts that at the end of the day, listen, you can really only focus on one or two things. You can't focus on everything. You can't solve all of the fucking problems in the world. It's not your job to do that. You weren't put on this earth to do that. You were put on this earth to experience peace and ecstatic joy, which emanates from within, not necessarily from external things, though it is nice if they come from external things, but these things are supposed to come from within, and that is what true spirituality is. And so if you allow your third eye to open, and if you allow yourself to see beyond illusion, then all of this peace and harmony will come to you in a peaceful way. You don't need to fight over it. You don't need to engage in conflict anymore, because light is activating, whereas darkness is deactivating. And so when you allow light in and you can see the truth because it's illuminated to you, you become activated in ways that you didn't even know you could become activated. And it enriches your soul and your experience on this earth. Whereas if you engage constantly in conflict, micro conflicts, macro conflicts, which what I mean by that is like, having to think about literally everything all the time, or, whether it's just relational or whatever it may be, These things are very deactivating. Why? Because you aren't expanding. You're literally only repeating the same loop of your own personal hell, because it doesn't bring you joy or peace. So you're living in a personal loop of hell forever. Free yourself from it. Open your third eye and allow it to happen. And know that it is safe to be in your body. You are safe in your body. You're safe as you are, as you appear, as you look, with everything that's come before you and everything that is to come after you, because you are loved and you are held, and harmony is yours. Conflict can be released. It's just a burden and you don't need it. Thank you, and I hope you enjoyed this very long reading. Hello, group 3. So you chose, I can't see my finger in the thing. I'll do it this way around. You chose this heart, and it comes from the Heart and Soul deck. And I'm also going to choose to use a Pegasus card that I've already picked randomly from the Pegasus Oracle. And so what you have got is the Fountain of Pegasus. And so interestingly, what I see immediately is that there's a lot of blue in your cards here, and there's the ocean there, and then there's a waterfall there, and then also I've got, water here in my floating candles. Do you like these stickers that I put on here? I put them on myself. So Fountain of Pegasus, number 25. Let me read from the book. It says, "Beloved Pegasus, spirit guardian of life, brings forth beautiful blessings for emotional healing, delivering the blessed gift of an answered prayer or a wish fulfilled and the divine protection to begin a new chapter. This card is one of birth, new beginnings, and allowing the fruition of previous efforts to lead to freedom and the capacity to truly leave the past behind so you can move into a state of increased grace. It signifies that any adverse effects, karmic ancestral legacies, or other unwanted past influences are being cleared. Such a deep spiritual cleansing is available to you now if you are open to it. Imagine a fountain of pure light pouring through you, washing all impurities into the earth beneath you, where they will nourish forms of life that thrive on them. This cleansing is effective beyond time and space, through all dimensions and layers of your being. As you choose to release, you shall be renewed. You can set healing in motion for yourself and others. Your beautiful connection to spirit can assist you in supporting others to transform their tears of sorrow into tears of joy. The power of prayer and intention setting is heightened at this time. Ask for what you want, and what you want shall come to you. Beloved Pegasus of the pure fountain, you bring the higher will of spirit to life, overcoming the negative effects of karmic seeds, transforming them into luminous grace for the spiritual benefit of all beings. I open myself completely to the light of wisdom that sets the soul free." Woo! That's powerful. Do I even need to read the other cards? It's almost like 1 and 2 were precursors to 3, because 3 comes after you've done all the work. And then this Pegasus is atop the mountain with his wings, in this position where, like, he's safe, he's stable, like he knows what he's doing. He can fly, he can stand. I mean, even if the earth were to crumble beneath him, he would be fine. His wings are ready. He's ready to fly. And the waters run clear and they flow. Healing has already taken place. It's already started and already begun. And if there's more to clear and to heal, then Pegasus knows I can just ask for it to be done and it will be done. I don't have to do so much. Life is not as burdensome as we're made to believe. Waters flow. They don't have to be stagnant. And if they feel stagnant, then I ensure that the flow returns to the way it's supposed to be. And so for the heart cards, here we have, don't be swayed by someone's strong opinions. Trying to get this to focus. Just do what feels right for you. If what you're hearing doesn't resonate with you, including this message, if what you're hearing from me doesn't resonate with you, then by all means stop wasting your time listening to me and decide for yourself. Then it most probably isn't right for you. Listen to and respect other people's views, but stay true to your own inner vision and beliefs. Live freely and express the beauty of your ideas, because your ideas are beautiful. They are your ideas. And it doesn't matter if they're the same or different to other people's ideas or other people's ways of life or how they choose to live their lives or what sets them free. You need to decide what sets you free and to do it. And then this healing card says, the light is always within me. Yeah, it is. The light is always within you. And it's very interesting because last year, I didn't really know about Ostara, but Ostara came to me anyway. And I was guided to merge the light with the water. And so for me, this was a sacral chakra healing, which wasn't about flow, but it was about light. It was bringing light into the sacral chakra and combining the two together. And that was really healing for me. And it was a process, but it really was amazing. And, you know, these things can just come to you. You don't have to go out of your way for them, because for the longest time I tried to find people who can help me, you know, online or whatever it is, or look things up constantly and try different things and different methods. And sometimes the best healings are the ones that are just sent to you just like that. And then look at this splash of light and water. I mean, this is so synchronistic, my goodness. It says, help is on its way. Help is on its way. The raging sea will soon abate, and a great light will heal your heart. This is a time of deep, profound, and positive transformation, but courage, strength, and patience are required. You are supported by a sea of love. Yes, you are. Wow, all these piles are very similar. Well, that's, you know, I guess it goes with this time of year. So this is the time of year where we had the spring equinox yesterday. And so what that means now is that new life abounds, whatever that means to you. And flow returns, whatever that means to you. Stagnancy, the time for that, and dormancy and hibernation is over, whatever that means to you. And just know that no matter whether you are stagnant or freely moving or whatever is going on within you, the light is always within you. It is always accessible by you. It is always available to you. And you shine brighter than anyone can even see. Nobody has to recognize that. You shine brighter than anyone can ever reflect to you. You have to know who you are by yourself. Don't look for your reflection in others, because most of the time all you're going to get is a projection of their insecurities or whatever their shadow is, and it won't be an accurate reflection. So you have to reflect your own light back to yourself and surround yourself in your own light and seal your aura, and don't allow anything to come and stagnate you and stop your expansion and stop your expression of light, because you are the light. So thank you, Pile 3, and everyone who tuned in. And if you watched it from the beginning till the end, I hope these messages were really good for you, because they actually seem to flow, ironically. And I'm just going to mess about with this some more, because I really like these floating candles. And yeah, and that tulip head is accidentally in there, because when I was arranging, it's supposed to be 10 stems, but when I was arranging them, I guess one of them had fallen off in the car. So it actually worked out really nice that it goes in there. Now I like 3s, so I thought it was a nice thing. And then we've got some nice eggs here. And, you know, the symbolism means different things to different people, and it means what it means to me. And this is my setup. So, you know, I've got my own things going on, but thank you for watching this video and sharing with the light. And do let me know if you like these things, because I have noticed that I tend to make content based on conversations that I've had with people and what's helpful to them. But actually, I'd really like to just share what I do going forward, rather than, you know, what I don't actually do anymore. Because, you know, a lot of the content is stuff that I've dealt with before. So let me know if you're more interested in what's coming to me now, such as, like, you know, this this Ostara light. I mean, what happened, I mean, I didn't even make a video on this last year because I didn't really think anybody would be interested. It was just for me. But what happened was I lit a candle. It was one of these. So I buy these. They're heart-shaped. Wait, this has gone out. But I either get hearts or stars. And so it was, I don't know, it was before bedtime and I wanted to do a little meditation, so I put it on and I was expecting it to go out because it was sort of like that. I mean, that's already gone out, but it was more or less like that, where I expected it to just go out in, 10 minutes, but it didn't. It stayed on all night. It stayed on till 10 in the morning, so it was like I was gifted an eternal flame, and so I knew what to do with that. And so that's what I mean about the light always being within you. Look for it within yourself, or that it's being sent to you, as divine guidance as to how to proceed in life, and not, through other people's lenses of life and what they think and do. So, yeah, this is a shorter one, but it's short and sweet. So thank you very much.